Good, excuse me, late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Excuse my hair. I'm really a mess right now. I've just been fiddling. You know, I'm taking a little break from deadline. Wanted to come at you wildly and tell you a couple things I saw today. There's a really good commenter who I know, you know, through commenting, I'm sure. Through, you know, shows that we watch, named Sanity is Radical. And he is on the ball totally, but he made some good comments today because we were both listening to a show, which shall remain nameless. And the host was, you know, claimed to be alternative media, of course. Excuse me, you can see I lounged around a little bit a while ago. Where was I? Yeah, and then they were saying, oh my God, Donald Trump claimed the media was fake, and evidently he wants an investigation into the fake media, and then, of course, people started to defend the mainstream media on an alternative media site. And he pointed out, the Sanity is Radical person pointed out that, you know, what did he say now? Let me think. Something along the lines of, the elite really have it down pat, so to speak. They pick somebody who is not... Oh, God, I can't think of it now. Damn it. I'm all excited to tell you what he said. I'm just going to do it in my own words. Basically, he was saying that Trump is not, like, trustworthy. And so he's out there really saying something truthful about the fake corporate media. Although he doesn't call it corporate media. But and he doesn't include Fox into that, which is the funniest part. And it's getting people to basically, because they hate Trump so desperately, to now clutch pearls and defend what they once loathed, which would be the corporate media. I mean, I noticed this from the beginning. All of a sudden, people were standing up for CNN, that bastion of free press and all this. It's not the free press, ladies and gentlemen. It's completely controlled. You know, same with Rachel Maddow and all those weirdos, but the way he put it was much better, and I apologize, Sanity, if you're watching this right now, that I couldn't get your... I'm a mess. I couldn't get your quote quite down pat or even begin it. But it did make an impact because I remembered it was just so perfectly well said, and I can't do it. I can't give it justice. So, anyhow, I thought that was really cute and thought I'd share with you. And then I decided to do something I rarely do anymore, and that was peruse Facebook. And I'm just kind of surprised at some of the people, oh, how can I put it gently without causing trouble? Some people are comparing Donald Trump's reaction to other presidents in terms of an emergency. And there was a picture, I think it was Donald Trump throwing paper towels, George Bush hugging somebody, Clinton hugging somebody, and somebody else hugging somebody. Don't know who. Are we now going to pretend that George Bush is, you know, wonderful compared to Donald Trump? Do we hate Trump that much that we are really going to let George Bush and Bill Clinton just let them off the hook for anything, you know, weird they did? You know, there's a lot of shenanigans involved with these relief efforts and stuff, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm saying. So, anyhow, it's just crazy. This hatred of Donald Trump has led to people, you know, seeing George W. Bush in a new light, being madly in love with the mainstream corporate media and coming to their defense whenever Donald Trump calls them fake news. Which, let's talk about Fox for a minute, Fox News. They crack me up. You know, they've managed to do something really quite extraordinary, ladies and gentlemen. They have managed to convince their audience, which, remember, I used to be a member of that audience. I'm a Fox convert right here. I was brainwashed by them and then the rest of the corporate media, and I admit to that freely. But they are able to have people thinking that they are not mainstream media. Yeah. They literally go on every day about how the mainstream media isn't covering this and the mainstream, having us believe that they are not mainstream, which to me is corporate, which they all are. You know, and it's just crazy. I mean, they really have a good PR program. That Roger Ailes was quite the genius. I have to hand it to him. Because, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. If people are all sticking to the same narrative, I'm just going to take an example out of my butt, okay? Here it is. JFK, I usually go back to that. Like, if everybody is saying the same story, the official government story, Lee Harvey Oswald and all this jazz, I'm just assuming most people don't accept that story. I mean, there's quite a bit of evidence pointing to other people, other directions other than the lone nut bar, which, have you noticed a pattern here? The lone wolf, the this and that. Then they make efforts to go back and ruin his reputation prior to, whatever. Back engineering, if you will. So, yeah, to me, any media that still is pushing that narrative after all these years and not coming out and saying, hey, there's been investigations, there's been investigative journalists and stuff that have unearthed X, Y, and Z about the Kennedy assassination. They're not doing anything different, ladies and gentlemen. There's no difference there. They're not some extraordinary news outlet like Fox News. What kind of breaking stories have they uncovered? What kind of government conspiracies have they thwarted? Let me know that. And then, they might not be mainstream media. But none of these people do that, ladies and gentlemen, because they are bought and paid for by elements that also own the military-industrial complex, that are completely corporate in every way. I mean, I've looked at charts before, it's so hard to follow, where it shows, like, the owners of the various networks. Let's take ABC, which is owned by Disney, which is owned by this. And all these spider webs and these lines are drawn back to about, really, maybe 10 people that kind of rule the world. I know that sounds kind of silly, but that's what it all comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, well, I have to finish my deadline, but I just wanted to come at you with that lovely comment from Sanity is Radical, which completely went out of my head. So, I guess maybe I was here for no reason, just so you can see my shaggy hairdo today. Not sure what's going on with it, but it's loose, wild, and free, kind of like me. I'm not really that loose. Oh, God, here we go. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging or coming at you thoughts of the day. Join me, join others, drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door and research before you judge. Yeah,